Hello. Can you hear me, friends? Friend? I am late. You're right. My wife was staring me down and power posing on me, and I felt intimidated, and I needed to not assert my dominance because we know that's a joke, but stand my ground, so to speak. Can you hear me okay, Zach? Or the monkey? Sorry. No, I have no dominance, Duncan. That's the joke. There is no dominance here. I'm gonna post a picture of that. You're gonna get internet famous among the
all three of your listeners.
All three of my listeners will hear you and fear you. Hello, Blight. You gonna go to bed or you're just gonna stand there like a weirdo? Weirdo it is. How's everyone doing tonight? Good night. Speaker Mass UV and I pick my daughter from work. Ooh, very nice. Magical. Magical, they say. Building Conquest minis. Oh, yeah. Are those kits resin? Or are they plastic? Or are they mix? Most plastic? Huh. Detail stuff and some jump reavers. Very nice. Do you have a lot more to do for Adepticon, Duncan? Imperial Fist list for Duncan for BGT. Please hold. Some characters. Okay, yeah. I thought I saw a mix of that there. You're still working on lists then, huh? Thankfully, it's not until June, so you got a little bit of time till Bug Eaters, but still, you probably want to solve some of the anxiety by getting that solved sooner rather than later, huh? You know, Lone Monkey, if you send me a list of what you have, I would happily dig through the thing and at least make some suggestions or something for you, if you so wished. I know you've got a lot of options, but let's see here. Detail, sealant, decals, weathering brushes. That's 23 to look finish up. That's it. That's not bad at all. Final details on the dread. Yeah, go for it, Lone Monkey. Ineptus' start is 30K at gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat. Here we go. List review. Well, he's trying to figure out what he wants to take for Bug Eaters, which is a convention in Omaha that we usually go to. And so I said I would help him make a list. But I do like doing list review. Oh wait, I was supposed to do a list review for you. That's why you're. Oh no, I forgot to do a list review for you. Okay. I promise. I'll get on it. Pronto. I done goofed. I gotta focus. I've just been holding the same chunk of fell blade for like 10 minutes. Let's put this fucking thing together. Duncan is primarily a Sons of Horus and World Eaters player, I believe, but he also has a huge Iron Warriors army, I think. And you can choose to reveal your potential next project if you wish. But I'll let it be a secret otherwise. Typically, we're talking at 3,000, 3,500. Are you going to try to get some 3,500 games in at Adepticon to test out your theory, Duncan? It's all dreads. I'll buzz off. Yeah, that's right. You do have another full 3,000 point army, don't you? At least. So for Lone Monkey and Blight in the chat, Duncan and I have been talking for a while, and other people too, not just us, theorizing that 3,000 is good for Heresy, but that 3,500 might actually be the way to go. Maybe that some of the games that we're playing feel a little small at 3,000 points. First competitive event. You know what, Blight? I don't know. We must not have talked about it, but did you hear about the Las Vegas Open? Yeah, more toys, exactly. More epic, more toys. Second World Leaders Armor, then an Alpha Legion. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot you were doing that. That's cool. Anyway, yeah, they did have a competitive event there. I can't exactly remember how many they had capacity for. I think they planned to have up to 40, and 12 people signed up, and 7 people actually went, and 1 person dropped out. So, like halfway through. So it was not a super stacked competitive event. However, there were actually, from what I saw, I think there were a couple of like really boneheaded lists, but other than that, a lot of people built stuff that was just, yeah. 1 person brought Fury of the Ancients and they didn't win. So I think the player that won, correct me if I'm wrong, Duncan, wasn't it like a Drop Pod Assault Dark Angels list of some kind? Something like that. Drop Pod DA, yep. It proves, yeah, a sample size of 1, you ding dong. Come on now. Blight, have you been getting any Horus Heresy games in at the local shop? You have a list that you want to run against? Yeah, 100%. A drop pod list that isn't ready or a list that isn't prepared for a drop pod list is definitely a good list. Well, there's going to be that local event. Did Ben pick a date for that thing in April? Because he advertised it. He did? Okay. I'll have to check that. I forgot to look at it. I'm not even sure I'll be able to go. This spring is turning into a freaking mess. 180 Screaming World 90. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Like, some armies do have a tech for it. Like, all of that rending on those phalanx blades, stupid. You could probably chop up some dreads with that. With those phalanx blades, are you mostly running them on, oh my god, what do they call it? Are they Ravager squads? Rampagers, yes. And every sergeant, yeah, exactly. Because every sergeant can have them. Yep. If it's got weapon skill 5, it should probably have phalanx blades. Or at least, I mean, it could have phalanx blades. I don't know if you want to do that like that, but... Really looking forward to putting this Fellblade together and then just covering the whole thing with putty so that it actually fits. I suppose drop pods into custodes. Yeah, drop pods into that would suck. I have yet to play against custodes this edition, but just looking at those stat lines, I have a strong sense that you are correct there. How's it going, Doug? John beat your custodes. Oh, you played a couple custodes. Okay, cool. How you doing, Doug? I'm sure. Yeah, sure, man. I'll be here till 11:30 or so. If we don't talk to you then, later, have a good night. Yeah, for sure. Deployment mistakes plus John just a solid. Yeah, for sure. There are definitely armies that have the shenanigans, and you will pay for a mistake against them. You stalled at the crank through for it. Yeah. Okay. You know what, Doug? Fair. I think anyone would stall after cranking through 4 drop pods. That's not a lot of fun. Although I'm going to go with this is my least favorite thing I've ever built so far. It's been sitting on my table for like 4 days. Just build more Terminators. Exactly. Terminators are more fun. You're correct. You know what would make them more fun? Weapon skill 5. Good night, sir. Thanks for showing up. There we go. The command squad. Yep. That's true. That is true. Ooh, a memorable game we've had. I had a really enjoyable game against my friend Ben about a month ago. And we just had this really funny thing going with several of his squads trying to kill my command squad. Well, it was Deathwing companions, but they just kept jumping around and somehow tanking on a 5+ and 4+ invuln save. Different shooting things. That is also true. The con did survive that. And that was unlikely, but it did happen, and it was awesome. And I want to apologize for that. You hear me? I won't apologize for that. Never apologize. It's funny. I was looking at some of the Primarchs because, I mean, some of them are excellent. Some of them are not great. I'm still so terribly bummed that they took away Alpharius's ability to hide in among squads. Like, that was such a cool and iconic ability. I've played exactly one game with a friend of ours that actually has Alpha Legion, and we made the mission so that he could still do that because it's too cool to not do that. So you go there. Who else is hurting as far as Primarchs go? It would have been better if you'd won that game. That was a whole disaster, John. I didn't know you were here, John. Maybe we'll get codexes, they'll bring it back. Yeah. They should. I don't know. I mean, it was like the signature thing for Alpharius. And I don't know. It's a real bummer that it doesn't work like that anymore. Hey, John, I'm still building a Fellblade. Mostly because I stopped building a Fellblade. A Fistless Scent? Great. Okay. I'll check that out later. I'm trying to wrap up episode 9 of Ineptus Astartes. Maybe I'll get it into episode 10. Pop again. Yeah, something like that would be cool. I think you could do that, and honestly, you could just make a fun mission where that happened. I think that would be fun. No, I can't. I have to build this stuff. I've got to get this resin off the kitchen counter, or my wife's gonna kill me. She's been very patient. I left it out here for like 4 days, and I got to get rid of this. I got to get it moving on. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Dead man walking. Kids left it on. Yeah, they don't mess with it. Donner lurking. I see you. I see you lurking. Hobby in the green mile. Exactly. Exactly. Do you remember Paul? Don't give them ideas, man. Do you remember Paul who came and hung out like 2 times to play games with us? Paul who no longer lives in Iowa City. He moved to the west someplace. I remember one day he insisted that resin is more fun to work with and better and easier to work with than plastic. And right now, I don't think I've ever disagreed with something more. Ever. I would kill to have a plastic version of this kit in front of me right now. That's also true. Some of the parts I was putting together the Kratos in plastic, of course, and some of the parts that need to be multi-assembled, I was like, the real one is plastic and resin. Yes, that's true. Did that take that he stopped talking? Nope, that had nothing to do with it. I think he was just kind of a quiet private guy. Yeah, exactly. The Questress Knights are the same way. 100%. Good to see you, Warp Smith Adam, as well. Thanks for coming over. Oh my god. He moved to Montana. Mythic Paradigm. I didn't see you join the chat. Hello. Yeah, he just moved to Montana. Saw his wife post about it on Facebook, send him a message saying good luck, and then they just moved. You want them to add the Demon Primarchs to the game? Yeah. So, yeah, probably would be cool. I mean, if you really like snow for a while, exactly. So they're going to be doing, yeah, demons in general, bug eaters in June. If you feel like putting together and painting a force, Mike, they're doing a Siege of Terra thing, and they're going to make rules for the Demon Primarchs for that event. So, if you want to make it out to Omaha for that, you could see that, and that would be fun. All right, I'm just gonna make this work. You know what's funny is that months ago, one of my friends in Omaha joked they're gonna announce demons or release the demon rules or tease them or whatever at Adepticon, and everyone's like, "There's just no way," and it's looking more and more likely every day. Although I have to wonder with more and more rules. I'm sorry, more and more new units being talked about um, regarding the demons. It feels like they have to kind of crap or get off the pot here sometime soon. I mean, who's going to buy the new Esoterist model when you can't use it because there's no really effective purpose or use? You know. Well, I know a lot of people would buy it. That's a silly question, but the point is that you'd want to actually have the rules to use it. You'd want to have the full context and an idea about like what it can do and why you're using it. But in the militia, the absence of the militia PDF is also strange to me. June is already packed. Yeah, I'll be honest. I just kind of bought tickets to Bug Eaters, and I haven't technically talked to my wife about it yet. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. I really hope they don't drip feed demons. That'd be terrible. That'd be unbelievably terrible. Although a friend who his name's Alex, and he runs the Death and Betrayal podcast. He recently said something, and I'd not heard this take before, but he says he actually wishes that demons weren't a full army release and that they were just like a detachment force at most or an NPC force. And I'd not heard of that before, but then after I had heard about it, I was like, well, I can see why he might want that because it's not the direct flavor, but still, I mean, I want to see demon hordes on the table, especially if we ever do anything like for Horsey Heresy, where we're actually doing the Siege of Terra. We need little monsters running all over the place. Yeah, exactly. We have Cabanda. He has nothing to do. He has nowhere to go. Yeah, I suppose if they were really concerned about releasing that, they would not have let Cabanda come out. How long's he been out? He's been out for a long time, right? Almost a year now. Jesus, that's grim. Yeah, yeah, that could be problematic. 100%. Having the rules a la carte or whatever, I don't know. What's interesting to me is that so far we've seen kind of a trend um, with the supplemental stuff or the non-marine stuff being kind of way weaker than it was first edition. And I'm unsure of what to think about how that's going to translate for demons. I have not spent the time to look through it myself enough to, I mean, I definitely can't call myself an expert. And I'm entirely relying upon secondhand information from people who are fans and so might also have a reason to be discouraged about what they see. But I've seen a lot of people say that they're really unhappy with the Solar Ox rules, that basically Solar Ox is it's a challenging army to play. Um, it's as one person said it, they are no longer better than Marines at anything. That's what he said. And I feel like Mechanicum also got some big changes that the Mechanicum base was not happy about. But then again, like Mechanicum was like a boogeyman in 1.0. So is it better? Is it worse? I don't know. But if that design scheme or concept continues, basically having Marines be the de facto top billing, which makes sense for the Horus Heresy, I suppose. I wonder what that demon book looks like. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Mike. Or Blight. The lack of AP, or not AP, I'm sorry. The lack of weapon skill 5 in like all but one unit of the Mechanicum book is kind of rough. Yeah, they're still really good. They still have excellent shooting powers, and like some of the builds are stronger than others for sure. Some of them are weaker, which is going to happen. But the Myrmidons feel great. They feel really strong, really competitive. I know, I know. I've got an hour. I can hold on. You know what's funny about the old Demons book is it felt exactly like no, it felt exactly to me like as far as like the build your own style as Warpsmith Adam was talking about. Um, it reminded me of the Greenskin Empire book that was released by OS 30K. So that's fan led supplement, but that same idea of a list that you can just kind of put together, and it's almost like last edition they were saying like, yeah, you probably have some demons, you can probably figure something out to make this work, and you can just take those models and put them in here, and I bet you can come up with something. And I thought that was a really cool way to do it because it made people who, yeah, exactly, so incredibly fluffy, and then also it was something that didn't it it allowed you to port one thing over from the other and it still felt good to play and whatever else. Um, maybe the rules weren't as balanced as you wanted them one way or another, but still, like that's something you can work out on the table or in your play group. But yeah. Ahoy. Ahoy and welcome. Folks, we had a peak of 9 viewers tonight, like 20 minutes ago. This is big time. Big time. Right now, I got 6 people. Pog, indeed. Thanks for being here. Hacking conversions. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, and that's one thing. Admittedly, like we were talking about before, if you never play drop pod lists and you have no tech in your list to deal with it, then playing drop pod lists is going to be rough. And for demons, it could be the same thing. I am building a Fellblade super heavy tank. And by building, I mean mostly just shaving resin off of it because the pieces don't fit. And making a huge mess. Spires, oh yeah. Are you in like nighttime dorm supervision or something? Warpsmith? Mass produced sad sacks. What? What does that mean? There's some context there that I am missing. So Iowans in the chat, which I think is everybody now. Is everything going to be covered with ice tomorrow? Yes. There's like a 90% chance of precipitation from like 5 a.m. on tomorrow. I don't have any idea how we're going to have school. And even worse, I'm probably going to be stuck in the house with my kids. Did finish building, including magnetizing. Very nice. I'm so bad about magnetizing. My lack of patience. So often I just say, that's good. I don't need to magnetize that. Make decisions. So there you go. Yeah. You're just a committed person. Blight. It's not making mistakes. It's committing to your choices. It might or may not be above freezing tomorrow. Honestly, I don't know which I would hate more. Yeah, so like I'm getting to the point now, and you can tell me if you feel this way. I'm so freaking sick of adjusting my lesson plans. Just give me school. Yeah, I don't want to leave the house tomorrow. That will mostly fit. Yeah. Mythic Paradigm, are you working tomorrow? You're supposed to be working tomorrow? Supposed to have. Yeah. That's funny. I do enough CPR. It's kind of interesting that they make you train on that, considering that's probably something that you actually kind of do a lot. No, you're absolutely right about a night or something like that. Something that's that expensive, because it is silly to not, if there's an option for changes or whatever. see, this goes here. Shit. This is what this will look like. Looks like a real tank. Live and let live, baby. Yeah, that's right. Unless you can get out of it, yeah. So I'm really curious about how many people in the chat here are going to be going to Adepticon. I know that Mr. Saxton is. I know that Mythic Paradigm is. Are you going to Adepticon as well? Awesome. Are you playing 40K? Or you're not playing 30K. Or are you playing Sigmar? 40K, sweet. Are you going to bring your I can't remember. You're building world leaders, right? Oh, you and your partner are going. Awesome. Lone Monkey, you made the right choice. Adepticon's great, but Warhammer Fest is pretty freaking sweet. There's another channel, another Discord channel for a group of folks who are going to be at Adepticon, and I was surprised to see. I did not see those pictures. I should check that out. I will look for that. I was surprised to see, and a number of other people were talking about the fact that there seems to be a lot of people who are trying to say that Fury of the Ancients is okay for friendly games, and I was really surprised by that. So I know the stance of most of the tournament organizers anyway about spamming dreadnoughts. Nobody I know in particular, nobody I know in person, Blight. Just other people that I wouldn't normally interact with. But anyway, I know the way that most of the tournament organizers feel about them, and so it'll be interesting if people pull up with like 6 dreadnought friendly lists to see how that goes. Because I'm not planning on bringing a list that can deal with 6 dreadnoughts. Because a list that can deal with 6 dreadnoughts is not doesn't sound like very fun to play against for normal people. So we'll have to see. I'm actually pretty convinced the list I'm going to be bringing is kind of terrible entirely. We'll see about that too. Yeah, I mean, I think Adepticon is going to be an absolute blast no matter what, because yeah, I am planning on drinking quite a bit and having a really good time and just putzing around, but still, you don't like to pay, drive, work really hard to paint, get demolished. What order should this go in? Knife fights between friends. They're fine. I mean, one thing that is generally speaking true. So I mean, it doesn't matter a ton. Like none of the events actually reward you for winning. Like you don't get anything. You don't get a best general trophy. Like all the awards are about sportsmanship and painting and just being a good time. So bringing a 6 Dreadnought list is probably a good way to not make new friends at Adepticon. But as far as the rewards that go at the end, it won't earn you anything. Yeah, and that works and it doesn't. But again, these aren't like competitive events, so there's not brackets, so to speak. Oh, joke. Well, it's so hard to read sarcasm through a computer. Your wit's already dry as it is. Leave me alone. Think you people are going to make it to the shop on Thursday? Yeah, where's the face? Unbelievable. There you go. Getting excited about my new models that I built and painted for me. Has it been 2 weeks? Did you guys get to play last week? No, you guys didn't. None of you played last week either, because I remember you were advertising a thing on Discord, weren't you? Jim's here. Oh, Star was closed. That's right. He did close on the store. That makes sense. Yeah, Chance is nothing if not cautious when it comes to that sort of stuff. He's not messing around. Oh, really? They closed as well? Yeah. Lone Monkey, you're still here? Holy crap. I'm proud of you. For the record, folks, tomorrow I expect to see a post in a chat from Lone Monkey saying something to the effect of, I'm so unbelievably tired. And I will thank them for their service at that time, for staying up for the stream regardless. Salute. What are you playing, Jim? Hey, Jim, I'm thinking about doing an entire series on the YouTube channel about why people who play Custodes are big ol' nerds. What do you think? Should I go through that? You got 20 bucks. Go on. Is it for me? Is the $20 for me, Jim? Or you can use that $20 to buy some sweet Ineptus Astartes merch. Or you just want to give me $20. You paint 5 models by the end of the week. I'm building models right now. I'm building models, Jim. However, the ineptness to start his finance situation is definitely on the underside, so that might not be a bad way to invest in some capital. You have models to paint. I know. Oh, I do have models to paint. But the plan is to get all these things built and then mass paint them. See? Really hating painting trim. Yep. Yep. Hey, lean into that because that's a feeling you're going to hate forever. Probably. My favorite mark of Space Marine armor is Mark III, despite the fact that it's no fun to build, not really much fun to paint. World Leader trim in black. Oh, that might look cool. Hey, Des Moines people, anyone still in the chat? Did Nenya ever get an Angron so that he can have a demon Angron for bug eaters? Anybody know? Your edge hiding, that's what it means. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. It's really interesting. Well, if he hasn't yet, I'm sure he will because yeah, he has new friends now. Yeah, well. Well, I hope he does because it will be really cool. Don't think he likes Angrons. Donner, every time I think you've gone to bed hours ago, here you are. Although not hours ago because the stream's less than an hour old, but do you have any good dad puns for us, Donner? Regale the chat with any bad jokes? Always watching. Yes, indeed. Donner, did you buy a bunch of shirts yet? You just gave me my best? Bloody this and bloody that. That's your best joke? No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, Blight, I'm just seeing the picture you sent me. That's an interesting model. What the heck is going on with its head? Can you see, chat? Some sort of conquest thing. I think the model's cool. I think the model's very cool. Too little time in the oven. Okay. Stay on. Oh, one. You know what I love about old Forge World is how they give you a super heavy tank, and the instructions are essentially build the first part of the tank. Step 2, build the other part of the tank. Tank's complete. Now we got to put some treads together. New Arcs of Omen was super sad for. Why was it super sad for Angron? Are you building Alpha Legion? Are you edge highlighting Alpha Legion Marines? Makes it a bigger MacGuffin and destroys it. He's obliterated in the explosion. It's just him to avoid it. Heresy. He's finally free. But then, of course, everything goes wrong. Nice. Sucker. That's what you get. That's my official stance on Angron. He's a little silly goose boy. Karn is mostly lucid. Oh, Karn. You're so bat crap insane. Well, you should be ashamed of them. I'll come back to 40K when they have the Sevatar 40K model come out. Just kidding, that won't happen. Okay. So what's everybody else doing? It's getting quiet in here. Still have half an hour of fun. Where's my witty banter? Trim. Palettes, nice. I'm having a moment to realize that whatever, despite what the instructions said, I should have built this part first, as opposed to waiting. This? I mean, it's going together. It's just going to need like 3 pounds of putty in the gaps. That's okay. I feel like this is one of those models. Spartan. Yeah, I've got a resin Spartan downstairs that I don't know that I will ever. I don't know what I'm going to do with it now, because now that there's plastic ones, do I care about the resin Spartan? I do not know if I do. I was really bummed. I guess I didn't realize that the new plastic Land Raiders, they don't fit the old resin doors. Are you going to do something about the endless dust on those bases? Resin Spartan is only like 5 pieces, though. That does have an appeal to it, without a doubt. That has an appeal to it. All right, let's figure out how glue is going to hold this thing together. Oh, and the tracks. Well, tracks always suck. You know what was awesome to build? The plastic Sakaran. It was unbelievable to me how nicely that thing went together. The new plastic Rhino, didn't care for it. What's that? Is it old tracks off or newer tracks molded on? Oh. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I mean, it all fits. There's just little gaps, small gaps, which is still something like... Oh, I didn't... did I say Rhino? I meant Land Raider. I didn't care for the Land Raider. The plastic Land Raider. Mostly, I think I just like the old look. And you can get the kits that have like the old World War I tank sponsons on the side, make the thing look just bigger. Oh. Yeah, the Rhino was fine. The Rhino was fine. I've got... No, never mind. I took it downstairs. I've got a Rhino around here somewhere. Sent me some artwork. Okay. What is it? Oops. Yeah, you chose them because they're essentially chaos for conquest, blight. This is an easy question to answer. Sanguinius versus Anger and Art. Was that from the last Echoes of Eternity? I think I saw that. I think I did see that. It was pretty sweet. Could be another big fight to talk about coming up next book in the Horse Heresy. No spoilers, though. No spoilers. I wonder if they will release like any. I would like them to release like a compilation or like a collection of short stories before they release the last Horus Heresy book, just to kind of cover what everyone else is doing. Because I feel like there's probably a lot of loose threads out in the universe that just have not been talked about. For me specifically, where the heck is Sevatar? Is he still just hanging out in chains with the Dark Angels? Does he get executed? If that's what happens, just let me know, man. That's a good question. I was actually just thinking about this. Outfinding the space sharks. I wish that was the case, but it's not. I would have a hard time not building a space sharks army if that was the case. I don't know. What do they do? No, it's not, dude. They in the guy who wrote it and in the lore, it basically says that they're Ashen Claw's descendants from the Terran branch of the what's them called Raven Guards. I'll look up the source on that then for you. I'll get back to you because I'm pretty sure that's true. But I would love to be wrong. I would love for them to be Night Lord's descendants. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the scouring. So I mean I wouldn't be surprised. The Maori designs from the space shark, the heresy. There are wait, what Maori designs? There are no Maori designs in the heresy. Are you being sarcastic, John? You left it ambiguous on purpose. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Well, anyway, so the scouring, I wouldn't be surprised if that is something they do, just because I was trying to think like all the writers they've got working on these things. The Horus Heresy is sold so well, it would make sense for them to go in that direction. But at the same time, like the Heresy series, the novel series has been a lot of like, I mean, it's been so interlinked with the game. So are they gonna want to support the game more in that way? It would make sense to tie novels into, something that's having rules released. I doubt they want to go into the scouring right now because there's just so much more to do for the Horus Heresy. At least I think there is. So I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do with that. Um, I think scouring would be cool and all, but I also wouldn't mind if they moved on to something else. I feel like leaving it at the end of the Horus Heresy and then leaving the next little bit nebulous it would be okay with me. Although a book about the Iron Cage would be pretty dope. Or finding out what happens to Perturabo. Give Bedabor. If they give the Bedabor the Horus Heresy treatment, I am in trouble. My marriage is in trouble. Scouring does seem like a good spot to go. I mean, you can use the same armies. You could release a source book or like a campaign book if you wanted to, and then continue to support Horus Heresy Standard. But yeah, Badab would be killer. Oh my god, can't even tell you how excited I would be if Badab came back. I would absolutely love Badab. Although I think I'd stick with, I love the Carcharodons, but I think I would stick with Minotaurs and Astroclaws. Love me some Tyrant. An updated Lift Huron model. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's a day one purchase for me. Minotaurs are dope. For a lot of reasons and in a lot of ways, I actually prefer the Bedabor to the Horus Heresy. I think that Huron's fall from grace is a lot more interesting, um, just because he's a guy who really did want to do the right thing and was actively thwarted by a bureaucracy, like an absolutely stupid bureaucracy. And so he's thwarted by that bureaucracy. He goes rogue, falls to chaos, and then, I mean, all the chapters that follow him, the Lamenters, the Mantis Warriors, the Executioners, those are all like those are good guy chapters, and they end up being the bad guys because they're roped in and they're tricked because of their lowest. I mean, like the whole thing is a lot more ironic and tragic to me. That's just the Inquisition wants you to think, right? Fair enough. But the other thing that's fun is that all of the good guy chapters, well, most of them in the other side, like really suck. Like really, really suck. It's written out like his 40K book, and it comes out he's absolutely deathless. I didn't hate that book as much as you did. It wasn't nearly as good as some of the Horus Heresy stuff that's come out, but I mean, it was fine. And a Badab War Horus Heresy setting would sell like crazy because that would sell. People would. I'm so brilliantly evil. You know what? If it works for Abaddon, I think Blight's just jealous of Luft Huron. That's what I think. What you missed is that Blight is jealous of Luft Huron, He has a strong inferiority complex to it. I don't ever show it, but I hope you believe me when I directly tell you I am. Two-head firstborn are on the way out. Yeah. I mean, quite honestly, like, get yourself another Age of Darkness box. Start a Bedab Warforce. 3D print some heads to get rid of the beaks. Mark 6 bodies don't look like much of anything. They could easily be Mark 4 or Mark 7 if you got the right chest pieces and helmets. That would actually be really cool. Print up a bunch of Mark 7 heads and shoulder pads and whatever else. Do a Bedab War thing. I'm going to have to sell an army if I do that. And I already have that Primaris Astral Claws Force, so. Read a good book and completely changed my opinion of him. There's a small chance this is just Cope. They're not going away. They're here forever. Yes, Adam. Yes, Warpsmith Adam. They're never going to leave. Firstborn Marines will never leave you. Yeah, that's true too. 100% true. I really want to get a look at those plastic bikes. Man, those new Primaris Devastators. What is that? What is that? So bad. I don't even know. Who was it that said something about missile Marines? Oh my god, it's so stupid. Who was it that said Primaris Marines are awesome? It's their gums that are the stupidest things ever. Because I like the Primaris Marines. I like the look of the recon armor, the Phobos armor. I think Gravis is pretty cool. The guns all just look so dumb. The basic Primaris. I guess that's not true. The guns, I liked the guns on the Phobos, even though they were kind of approaching like 1990s Jim Liefeld. Yeah, basic bolters are fine. Some of the other stuff is approaching like 1990s X-Men comic book pockets and stuff, but apparently I should have stocked up on rubber bands. Oh, they had feet. Yeah, that's true. The Phobos builders have small televisions. Oh, that's funny. I guess I don't remember that. Oh, the Phobos bolters. Yeah, okay. I hear what you're saying. What's my favorite? Is it the Tigers pattern bolters? The ones that come standard with Mark III? I really like those ones. If anyone needs me for the rest of the stream, I'm going to be holding this side panel in place and hoping that this glue strength is enough to basically hold it on. Phobos patterns are Mark III. What are these? So those are the I like those patterns of bolter. Tigris as Mark IV. Oh, okay. Oh, the Phobos Marines. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Got it. Well, here we go, folks. If I just hold it in place like this, it'll be fine. Typing and suffering. That's fine. You're going to be really unhappy tomorrow. And again, thank you for your service. This thing is proper thick, though. That would be cool. Are they going to try to do like a... Yeah, the characters. At one point, wasn't it rumored that like when the line comes back, it's going to be a firstborn versus Primaris thing? Is that still the rumor on the block? Been waiting for that, yeah. We've been hearing that rumor since what? 8th edition? Yeah, I have to admit that's the case, the way I feel as well. Get a new Dante and he's still firstborn? Heck yes. Don't do it, Dante. Stick to your guns, man. Dante's like, let me die. I'm so old. Lone Monkey, that was a rumor that I heard a long time ago. And I thought that'd be honestly kind of a cool way to try to advance or do something different with the narrative. But again, that was a rumor that I heard ages ago. GW says no, Dante. We'll find GW. Oh, wait, GW says no to Dante. You're going to be Primaris. I get what you're saying there, Blight. Yeah. It's like Mythic said, like it creates just more problems than it solves. Especially since, I mean, I just don't think they've done enough to address the, like, have there been a couple, I guess I remember seeing, wasn't there a book about some Primaris Dark Angels who like had a problem with getting into the inner circle, and there was like a big discussion about that. Like that's a cool subplot, I guess. Did anything come of that in that storyline, Mike? Oh yeah, that was a cool little short story. Yeah, maybe. Well, and I mean, it's part of the lore that like some of the chapters are just all Primaris now, right? Actually, that's a good point. Can you imagine though if you were a Dark Angels player and you waited forever and you built all your Primaris, and then part of the lore of that was that the lion couldn't be used in Primaris armies? Oh man. Oh man. Oh, I apparently was supposed to put the tracks on before I put the. Oh, whatever. Blood Angels are mostly Primaris after the Nude Invasion, aren't they? Ooh, is that canon? Second Imperium based on. Yeah, yeah, that doesn't make a ton of sense to me. The one side of the rift versus the other being a thing. I mean, good night, Mythic. The stream's not long for this world, boys and girls. Imperium Secundus 2.0. Resurrect the most awkward Horus Heresy storyline. Right. Hooray, John. I am so proud of you. Way to go. Okay. Worried that I'm not going to get this army painted before Adepticon. Well, yeah, me too. I'm also worried about that. But wait, is Jim still in the chat? Yeah, John, you do that to yourself though. Jim's still here. Damn it. I'm fully confident that I will um be fully painted. I think you should always try to do more. I think if you can do more, you should. You'll feel better about the army. And it'll look better. Painting con at Adepticon. That is correct. That is something that I did. Do as much as, yeah, that's a good way to put it too. I'm on the other side of that though. I think you should work hard to paint it because I mean, especially if you're going to 40K, there's a lot of people who won't try at all to paint those things. I myself, I'd rather be on the side that has a slightly better painted army because even if I do get my butt kicked, but you should do whatever. I mean, if it's going to cause you stress or whatever, just get it painted. But you have the two. What do you have the two of? Yeah, Adam's armies are beautiful. And I'm not that good of a painter. That works. It does crack me up that you spend so much time and energy on 40K though, considering that your hobby is like your hobby skills are more like for a system like something else. To Adam, two demons and Necrons. Yeah. I guess your big problem, Mike, is that because you switch forces so much, painting up one full 2K or whatever force when I mean you might play it 1 week and then you won't play it again for like 3 weeks. Turnip's the game. Turnip? What? Rotate. Rotate. Sorry, my bad. What in the heck is turnip? Said the old uncool man. Well, there you go. And those heresy players in your local are jerks. The game and also an artistic movement. I am not quite sold on those models yet. Although I'm sure Doug's influence will eventually wear me down. But I still have the project I'm currently working on, my Night Lords, and my squigs that I need to paint. So I'm not looking at adding anything. A Napoleonic root vegetable inspired 28 uh what This is one of those it's a night for brand new sentences because I've never heard that before. You're slowly driven insane. As makes sense. I felt terrible the last time I ate a sentient vegetable. Okay. Huh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. That's you do. That is true, Mike. You are blight. That was only the second time. But that is true. You take almost no provocation to start a new project. Actually, I hate to break it to you, blight. but it is 11:30, and this is the scheduled end time for the stream. So I will survive until another week. What do you think about that? I did it. Leaving my adoring fans hanging. Yeah, I'm like old. You did it. Lone Monkey. Round of applause. You're going to be miserable tomorrow, man. Who was the best player on the Bulls? Jordan. Nice try, Blight. Paint some models, you can do it. Larry Bird. It was Larry Bird. Pippin. That was it. Derrick Rose. He played for the Bulls for a while, didn't he? There's a wrong answer and a right answer here. He's just trying to get me to say his name again, but it's I'm sorry. 2 out of 10 on the effort there. It's not your best work. Sorry. Well, thank you everyone for joining the stream. I'll be posting another podcast episode here soon. And thanks very much, everybody, for coming out. Hour and a half. Nice job. Good job watching a stream, everyone. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.